So, we are getting into some Who's Gaming Now action here with a very special guest. We have the Alienmelon here. Actually, I'm not sure. Do you usually go by your nickname or do you usually go by your first and last name?
I do Alienmelon.
Okie dokie. Well, then we will just stick with that going forward here. Lord Wiki, Hull and Fewer, how you folks doing? Yes, this is indeed an awesome developer. It's been featured by Indiecade and got a chance to show stuff at E3, and that's where I know her from. So, but this isn't necessarily just about the person; it's also about the product. So I am going to get us into Tetrageddon. Now, I should probably try to balance the audio because I think the website's a little on the louder side here, and
Yeah.
I don't want that to overwhelm things. I guess I'll get it started, and then I'll see what I can do in my mixer to lower the volume on browser flash. So, Tetrageddon. Ape shit. So, just at the very start here, how'd you come up with the idea for coming up with this silly broken web page internet meme sort of style in general?
I kind of all just fell together because, like I like drawing from anything reminiscent of web and old computers and, blue screen or the BIOS or, the old computer DOS when you set up your game and calibrate your joystick or all that, just anything
Assigning IRQ
historic.
and DMA ports and stuff. Then, yeah.
Yeah, all that. So anything iconic, just throw it in this big blender and that came out.
Awesome. I see you got a little Mario pipe looking thing in the corner there. Is that the help or
Easter egg. It's a little thing that takes you somewhere else.
well, let's see what someplace else is. Huh. Is this a game or is this? I guess this is more things to click. This is kind of one of
Uh
those
huh.
Easter egg sorts of.
Yeah, there's a lot of that on the site. Like if you would go in the site, then there's technical support in the corner, which takes you then to a little chat bot thingy that's just not really technical support, but you can talk to and if you ask it about the site, it'll start complaining about that you can't talk about it's under NDA or whatever.
That's funny. I clicked on that. I was like, wait a minute. I don't want to be bugging you like at all sorts of weird hours here. But no, that's hilarious. I didn't even investigate that at all. That's pretty cool. So there's definitely it's more than just the games to check out here, folks. Definitely you got to come through and check out all of what Tetrageddon is. But I can hear that the audio is not coming through properly. So let me adjust this. There, that sounds right. And get into my mixer here and see if I can make it so it won't blow your ears out. Let's play some games. Enter the HTML5 site. Yes, everybody, that just happened. The monkey apparently dove into some sort of explosion, and I couldn't quite see. That's the thing. I thought the monkey would move so I could see what was behind on some of the blue screen because I wanted to read everything, but I can tell that you've kind of got things obscured there a little bit.
You can resize the browser to squish the monkey out of the way or something, like.
Oh, that's funny.
But it's all layered on itself and all over the place. So
Gotcha. Email, great. That's you Yeah, that's funny. You got some interesting stuff going on here. So let's actually get into the games here a little bit. And while we do that, I kind of want to actually let people get a better understanding of who you are and how you got into art and all of this stuff. So I guess you would be the better person to know. Just lay it on us here.
well, It seems like I've always been doing this kind of stuff, like there's always a computer in the house and I was always doing stuff on it. And I come from a really traditional art background, like, the classic art and a lot of artists in the family, but I wanted my stuff to do stuff. Like, I liked interactivity. So, and I was on it, doing internet things ever since internet was
A
a
thing.
niche, yeah, a niche. Like you had to explain what internet was to people, like see forever ago now. And I was and doing experimental stuff there, and then eventually it became games. I didn't always call it games, but like I had this project called Blue Suburbia, and it was like interactive poetry and stuff. And it was funny because some of the people started calling it a game, and at first I was like, "No, you don't understand. It's not a game. How can you call it a game? It's art." And then eventually, the label kind of grew on me, and I started thinking about what games are, and they're not. They're more than just entertainment. They're experiences and basically art.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Well, video games,
yeah,
that's something that I've held for a while, is that video games really are the most evolved form of art that exists because it takes
yeah,
every form of art and
yeah.
media that existed before and forces it into one concise format. Look at any AAA game, all of graphic design, typography, so the older disciplines, just classic drawing styles and classically trained art stuff. That all plays into the build up, the process, the content that we see, music, sound effects, voice acting, actual acting, then gets into even some of the more meta sort of things like the
Hmm.
quality of the animations that the animators are doing to represent what the characters are doing to actually make them feel expressive. I mean, everything that makes a really good solid, not even just a AAA game, but really any game. It's taking a lot of what we know from all the other forms of art plus technology and putting it into a place where it can be played and enjoyed. Though,
Hmm.
I don't know, I've always felt weird that there's this limitation that you have to have the right operating system and the right software to be able to, play everything. So I feel like NES games on emulators are gonna potentially last longer than some of the Flash games we've seen these days.
Hmm.
All right, so it's finished loading here. I see you've got a creepy little bunny there trying to get you some support. That's pretty
I
cool.
will play for you the organ music.
Alright, so we're gonna get into it. Audio is not overwhelming people here. Oh, it really makes you want to have to click not now or donate. What a freaky looking rabbit.
It's Offender too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mixed it's all frame by frame cartoon animation, like traditional animation. And for the bunnies, it's cute because I rotoscoped my mouth for them because it makes it look weirder. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it's mixed rotoscope and traditional, and it's kind of funny because they have human mouths and they're talking and they look really cute and weird.
Yeah. That's a pretty interesting way. So did you do the voice for this little part here too?
Yeah, all of it.
Awesome. That was something I never was able to fully get on top of. I was making a lot of games myself. I even did one where I did, the art, the music, the voice acting. Well, my first few projects I did everything on, but I never really, I guess, got far enough and polished enough to be able to, make some of the awesome stuff that I've seen here. I mean, I've already seen a lot of the cool stuff. And just the idea for the Offender 2. Did it come from anything in particular, or was it completely a unique idea for the gameplay mechanic?
It kind of evolved. There was Offender One I did, and it's really simple and just it's a little gamelet. It's not nothing like this. It's a pixel art, and it was like to protest the misrepresentation of aliens in video games, and aliens turn Defender around, and you now abduct instead of defending. And it's cute, and you're playing in this bunny's nightmare, and he's afraid of being abducted, and then his friends are being pulled out of their beds, and then the last level when you're about to win, he gets pulled out of his bed, and then I thought, let's make a sequel to that, and it's not pixel art, and it's cartoon, and then like just the idea of the last one, abducting rabbits, it became this here, so it kind of evolved.
I see. Now, something that we had talked about at E3, the hand, the kind of twitching alien hand there, it's definitely very reminiscent of the Warcraft severed hand that was used for the orc's mouse pointer. It's pretty cool. So I see the text is still going here. It's definitely gone well beyond the relevant stuff, and it's just
yeah, the scrolly text is like he's paid by the word, so if you stay there long enough, he'll just revert to lorem ipsum. You just click to make it go on. And he starts talking about his whatever problems in life, and
nice.
Meanwhile, somewhere beneath an equally blue sky.
and after you skip that, there'll be the intro animation plays. There's this little animation of bunnies, yay, and stuff, and it'll give you the idea what the background of the game, and you can skip it by pressing play if you want to forward through it. The idea of that game is that, like I said, aliens are angry at the misrepresentation of how in video games, so they making games to show how to properly present them. And here you play a alien abducting rabbits because he just wants to show love, and it turns into all-out war and chaos.
Yeah. Splat. So you're saying all of them have the rotoscoped mouth, or was it just that one?
No, all of them.
That's awesome. Oh, poor alien. Poor bunny too. All right. So what does what give us here?
That'll give you the tutorial, how to play the game. He'll be your officer in charge, and he debriefs you, and it's cute because the game has a lot of Easter eggs. So there's a bomb in the middle of the room. He won't let you touch it, and you can turn him off, and he gets sucked into his tube, and then you can blow up the tutorial, and there just won't be any more tutorials in the game.
That's pretty funny.
This, my little harmless onion, is a health bonus. If a person dies, sometimes they go to heaven.
Dies, and sometimes you go to heaven. So if I need health, I can try to kill him. Gotcha.
Rabbits will get smart, but back. This here is a boom. Booms are a tool, not a weapon. You utilize them to thwart their exit strategies, prevent yourself, and your health bonuses is help. Finally, your safe phone, aka no savage phone,
Yeah, like
cover or
they fight back, and if your health gets low really easily, especially later in the game, and then you can bomb them and collect their souls for health.
Gotcha.
If you want to skip it, it's kind of like a room. You go to the exit, and it takes you
Yeah, I
back
saw that
out.
there. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna get going. I like that hand snapping. It's definitely it has that kind of rotoscoped, cartoony kind of look to it. Very very nice. You can't change the name, can you?
It's randomly generated. It kind of it takes a vowel and that other thing and makes something that's sort of pronounceable. It's cute because the stuff it creates is really funny. You can't change it yourself. It's generated. The game was made for mobile, so you can tell from the screen dimensions and how it plays. So
All right. I see. So you just keep on clicking through and you get different ones. Neat. Alright. Let's get into some gameplay here, everybody. Well, first you get to see the intro. So the point of the game here, folks, is to try to get them really high up before you actually suck them in, and that's how you get more points. So you also don't want to let too many of them escape, because if they escape, you lose points. So it's a matter of balancing like how high you want to get them versus... Sorry, go ahead.
Also, if you want to play faster, you just abduct them lower, because the first level is really easy on you. Later on, there's like a kamikaze bunny, and if you try to pull him up too high, he blows up on you. So you start paying attention to the types of bunnies you're abducting and all that.
Gotcha. So you really can just kind of stay towards the edge and move up and down, at least initially, to just kind of grab. But I can see there's the spawn camper penalty. Is that just no points, or do you also not get a grab for it?
It's no points and doesn't count as a abduction.
Cool. Alright. Perp level 2. Good. Got a 1,000, no bonus, 1,000 damage, or no damage, 1,000 bonus rather. Alright, let's continue. Get more bunnies.
Spit on him.
It's cute too, like with the name thing. The game doesn't really let you game over if you die too often. It just eventually changes your name to I suck and some kind of random insult. So, you know, it's just a pride thing. And then you have to argue with the game that no, you don't suck, and you know.
That's pretty funny.
I'm out of here.
Alright, so where can I actually see my health represented?
At the bottom, at the left of the screen. It's one of the things that I was noted I need to change is not numbers, but more visual, you know, but at the moment it's at the bottom left.
I getcha. Yeah, I see that's where the score and everything's at.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's kind of easy for people to kind of miss what's going on over there, because most of the action kind of goes on lower down there, but not all the way at the bottom. There's things kind of going up from there. So the turtle shell is a tank.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, okay, I see. They're gonna bring out the boss now, and the idea is that he's gonna be puking on you, because they're fighting about which is the forward button, and so they're going back and forth, and then they get sick, and they start throwing up at you, and you have to dodge the puke. It gets stuck on the screen, and very careful not to touch it. You use your beam to knock it back down at them.
Gotcha.
That's basically what he tells you.
All right.
Meanwhile, at the battlefield. Go forward. No, the other forward. What the hell? Okay, stop. I mean the other. Stop. I'm feeling sick.
I see. So then, when it's upside down, is there something else that I do, or I guess I have to send more of the...
sometimes he'll trip over his stuff, and then you can use a bomb and drop it on him, and
What
it
button
does
for a
more
bomb?
damage.
Or do I grab
at
it off the
top.
hand? Okay.
Yeah, you grab it off the hand.
Gotcha.
Other. Stop.
I've not been able to get it flip over since that first time.
You can see like it lands at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, I mean, you know, the it bounces, and that's when he flips over when it's on the ground.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I won without needing the bomb, apparently.
We'll be back with
I just sent that puke flying back in its face.
It's
Alright.
What's proverbial? Never mind, just keep falling.
Okay, so the boss battle didn't count as a day then. Is
It's
that-
the end of the day.
Oh,
They
okay.
sometimes come, like at the end of your day, then it's some battle, to slow you down or make it harder on you.
Yeah, I gotcha. Does the no damage bonus work if you are ending the level with 100 health, or does it only work if you don't take any damage whatsoever during the entire level?
I think it's if you end the level with 100 health.
Okay. So I could potentially try to heal if I got hit to top off. So I see there's also a time limit, so if you don't abduct enough within the time, you're also over?
It just starts taking out of your score. It doesn't kill you. It just takes your score back, counts down to 0. So it just gives you a little panic.
Gotcha.
Okay, stop. Here's a big one. That's a okay.
Send your puke back down at you there. Oh, oops. Drop the bomb. Yeah. Oh, and it flipped over again. Oh, damn. I missed that opportunity. But this boss is going to be kind of a regular thing for the next few levels, I take it, or?
He comes at random. You could play the game without him coming at all. Appears at random. In your case, he's appearing every time.
Neat. That's fine. It's more points, isn't it?
Yeah. From watching people play, I've gotten quite a bit of feedback on how to improve it. The boss battle is one of the things I want to fix, because you have to wait for him to throw up at you. So I want to do it so that you could trigger it somehow,
Gotcha. So I see some folks complaining that I don't have the chat bot going, so let me get that rolling here. They like to play games while they watch games. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's continue. Now, I don't want to spend all of the time on this game because you've got a bunch of other games. I definitely want to check them all out, but this definitely, it seems like one that's got at least a decent amount of gameplay, and I saw there's a top
Yeah.
10, so does it actually record the names of the best users?
No, it's just for you, unfortunately, because it was a mobile game, so I wanted to make it as personal as possible. When you start, the names on it are after, M. Hamill, F. Ford, Star Wars
Yeah.
cast, and it's cute because the top 10 is scrolling credits screen, and it turns into movie credits. And you play a little bunny that has to save your bunny friends from the aliens in the top 10, and every bunny you save goes into a retry for the main game, so that it kind of works together. It's an Easter egg mini game.
Nice. Very cool. Well, I think I'm actually going to go back to the main site and then move on to another game here because we've seen, I think, enough of Offender 2 for people to get the idea of it here. So, definitely fun. And I see you've got an away page on Tetrageddon. So, when people aren't here, it just kind of goes to this. Now, was there anything inspiring this, or anything you used for the reference for the character in the lower left, or is it just kind of silly freehand pixel art that you came up with?
It's my brother.
Ah. So he looks like an ogre, huh?
I wanted something that's like the everyday internet guy. So there.
That works, but I think he's dressed a little fine for the internet. Like that collar and what appears to be a necktie. That's a little too formal, I think, for the flashing red and white screen.
You know, internet is serious business.
This is true. Internet is serious business. I can't argue with you there. Okay, returning to menu. That monkey in his straight jacket. That's what it is, right? It's a monkey in a straight jacket.
Uh-huh. Or I wanted it to be a straitjacket, but you could kind of interpret it as a lab coat. So, you know, he goes both crazy and scientist, depending.
The first time I saw it, I thought it was like a karate gi he was wearing, actually. Because the darkness towards the bottom kind of looks like the little belt wing dangling
belt.
there. Yeah. But either way, it's
It's a very diverse character.
kung fu crazy lab monkey. That could be your next game.
There you go.
Alright, let's get on to the next one here. They came from my inbox. Spam, spam, spammity spam, wonderful spam. I don't like spam. Epic explosion. Nice. That's a funny way to introduce a game. I really hope this track doesn't cause the audio to get messed up with the recording, because it's an awesome funky track, but I feel like I've heard it before. The copyright business. The other side of cyberspace.
In this main menu, you can also talk to the little spam guy at the, the top right. There's a little input field, and he'll talk back and try to sell you things.
That's funny. They have Pant software ready for installation. Talking about. So I see you can have some. So the character on the left here, is that your brother again?
Yeah, when in Mac, when you do the used to be the distortion thing, so we were fooling around, and I thought, yeah, that's probably how Spammer would look, all weird and green and zombie-like and with a funky face.
Yeah, there you go. So, how I game. Push device with caution, house device, fingers, antenna, confirm grooves enabled. Did you ever actually own one of those giant brick of a phones?
No.
That's pretty funny. Combat combo on your keypad. Who got game? interesting way to represent the top 10. That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, like they're the heroes for playing the game.
Tater. The blow-tato. Saito, which sound effect are you talking about? That might have been a little while back now, 3 minutes ago. Alright, let's get into the game then.
Oh yeah, the thing about all these games also is that it's an open source arcade, so all of the stuff here is completely open source and you can go and any code or graphical assets you like, you can go and use it and make your own game out of it.
Nice. So, what were all of these coded in?
It's a mix. Some of them are HTML5 and most of them are Flash, but I'm trying to diversify and make more HTML5 content for people to use, you know?
I getcha. So this will run on mobile devices and stuff just fine?
These are actually as apps, so you can go and download them for your mobile too.
Nice. That's pretty cool. So this has kind of gotten around a bit, and this has, I'm sure, gotten you a lot of experience with kind of deploying on multiple platforms and kind of all the formatting and all that sort of issues, right?
Yeah, very much so.
That's pretty cool. It's definitely a kind of I would say, looking at where things were going about 5 years ago, HTML5 looked like it was going to be the thing for the internet. It doesn't seem like it's quite the thing anymore because like it's definitely big and upcoming, but I feel like a little bit of everything is starting to kind of get in the mix now.
Yeah.
Like Unity has been getting really big and it's been getting around everywhere. Other stuff has been kind of getting popular too. So it's definitely cool to be able to deploy things everywhere and be able to have that experience. And I guess, is it something that you're planning to do with all of your future upcoming projects, or is it something that you were mostly specifically looking to do for Tetrageddon?
At the moment, I'm working on becoming a PlayStation developer so I can get this on PlayStation.
Ooh.
It's important for me that as many people have as much access to it as possible, that it runs everywhere and anyone can view it. That's why it's also free, because I didn't want money to get in the way of people playing it or affording it, and
Right.
but the thing about making sure it runs everywhere is that mobile, you can't really make an in-mobile browser game that'll work perfectly. Mobile is more of an app platform, and there's a lot of things and conditions you have to. I tried to really make sure that the websites themselves are run on mobile, but they also look good in the browser. Like the HTML5 site Tetrageddon that you're visiting now, it runs on mobile, or at least it should run generally on most of the devices, So it was a lot of testing and patience involved in getting it to work as broadly as possible.
Nice. Very cool. So I'm not sure if I was supposed to get more spams or less spams there, or the more clicks or less clicks, but
those are your lives. That's how much you have left, and the point is to avoid being deleted.
Ah. Count green, avoid red.
The thing about this game is, and I kind of like about it, is that every level is a different game. It's not like one mechanic. It constantly switches up on you, so it's keeping it confusing. It's a little bit like you're kind of just going with it, and it's fun and keeps switching up on you and keeps you humorously confused.
I gotcha. I actually like that sort of thing. I had done a game a while back where it was like some amount of platforming, some amount of like bird's eye action, some amount of basically Space Invaders, and like it kind of rotated between those for every level. I can see this one's kind of difficult because you gotta hit the green one when you're at the very edge, and it's kind of hard to anticipate, I think. Hooray!
Simply smashing.
Oh wow, I
Did you
saw
touch it? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was the bright red flashes that I was seeing there for a moment that I was like, whoa. Looks so freaky, I love it. There are two ninjas. Flew away. Is this awesome? That seems like a trick question. So that's where that power-up graphic comes in.
Uh-huh.
Do you dare pit your sanity against our marathon of fright? Shock follows shock. Your breath comes in gasps, hearts falter.
You're right, Caesar. I should probably put a photosensitivity warning.
For the
Oh no, the brain is squished. I don't know what I was supposed to do there, but I got 0 points at it.
The idea is you close the zombie windows before they reach brain ICO. They go faster and faster as you close them, so there's no real way of winning. You just get points out of it.
I'll go with swag. Cool, so this gets into the top 10 stuff. Nice. So actually, we've already seen this, so I'm just gonna kind of move it along here. So do I just click back, or is there a way to actually navigate back from the page here?
You have to click back.
Cool. Alright. Alright, so it's not even click back, it was just a separate page it opens. Alright. Moving on here. So I guess something that I want to ask about, and I'll kind of get into it when we get into the next game here. The Gatekeeper, which I thought was funny. I played it last night a little bit. I like this loading screen for it. The burger was to die for. So what I guess are your plans going forward with Tetrageddon? You said you want to be getting it on PS4. Are you also looking at any other platforms like rather than NES, excuse me, Nintendo, like Wii U or possibly 360 or oh yeah, any other places, or is it mostly just the PS4 focus for right now?
Well, the thing about that is I'm the only one working on it, so I have to take it a step at a time. Right now, it's PlayStation. I was looking at Ouya, but I decided PlayStation because it was most. I have a PlayStation. It just made sense to, but. And then I wanted to do Nintendo, but when I was looking at it, it seemed like it was going to be really expensive to be a developer. Now I heard it's not, but so it's one system at a time that I'm doing and see what develops where.
Gotcha. And I guess the other thing with Nintendo is I don't know if all of the profanity and stuff would necessarily fly with them. They usually end up having more family-friendly stuff. Not to say that they don't have things that have a little bit more edge to them, but I don't know. I think they would probably ask for maybe a slightly watered-down version of some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had to do that with the App Store. Take out some of the profanity and calm it down a bit.
Gotcha. For now, what app stores is this? Android? Is this iOS or both?
All of it is on iOS, and some of it is on Android already. I'm in the process of, when I have time, port a game. It's slowly trickling in. It's all free on Android. On iOS, it's often for pay. I have things where I set them for free for a day or whenever, sporadically. But
gotcha.
yeah, they're both.
Cool. So we're gonna get into the Gatekeeper here. Now, I found this to be hilarious because you play it for long enough and you realize it's basically a perfect play of tic-tac-toe, and there's no way you can only lose. You can never actually win. So was that basically the idea of the game, or is it meant that people will just kind of throw themselves at it until they get bored of continuing to try to win their character's way into heaven here?
It's very rare, but you can win. But that's super, super rare. There was one girl at E3, she won the first time playing, and everyone else who played it kept losing, But the thing behind it is that, it's the character there you're playing against is smack-talking you and acting all tough about, winning. And it's cute because, people will spend hours on this, and the guy's like, "What did you do? I missed a meeting."
Oh, hey, I'm about to win.
Warning on it.
Oh, whoops, never mind. I let them win. Not bad. I guess I did need to block that angle. But yeah, I was definitely playing last night and not having any progress one way or another. It was basically just, oh yeah, we're putting everything in the right place and nobody gets to win. But that's this is most of what the game is, folks. So if you want to play tic-tac-toe, this is where it's at. So I guess for the aesthetic, the fire, this little fuzzy critter here, like how did you go about making the art and the design for them?
This particular one, my sister helped me with it. My idea was I wanted to have this old school video kind of, when DOS game and they started having video looking effects in it and stuff. So it was cool because she wanted to help out, so we both made this. There are a couple games where I actually had help. Most of it is me, but there's a Tetris one that you play. An alien wanted to take out his vengeance on humans or anger on humans and decided to play Tetris over a city. So you're squishing people with Tetris blocks.
Nice. That's awesome. So that's the Gatekeeper, everybody. All right. Hexed by megahertz. Interesting. Let's get into this. By the way, everybody, there's all sorts of little descriptions and other things to check out on this website. So, don't just look at the games. Just go and check it out for yourselves here at Tetrageddon.com. It is free. It is open source. You can learn from it and make other awesome games from the stuff here. Pretty cool stuff. It's just a really awesome project in general. And I gotta say, it's definitely, you know, people will say that something is more indie or less indie or whatever. This is definitely like full on straight up indie sort of stuff here. Very, very, you know, having fun with it sort of stuff. Oh wow, nice control scheme. So can I actually use a controller for this?
No, it's not going to ask you to be a rocket scientist. It's like there was one game on PlayStation 3, and they threw a control scheme at me that I thought looked like this. So I thought, oh my god, I have to make something like that. So yeah.
And of course, even the text and the way things are written play with I at the end. Knows how. I got score. Funny stuff. Next mini byte. He leaked information. Feed him hurts before all the data vanishes. Hold A. Drag for the light. Alright. Let's get into it here.
In the Wii browser, because you know, cool, you can do stuff in for Wii that's easy and quick. So I did this for Wii browser. That's why it says hold A and all that. It's built to just you know, knocking things over and dragging. Basically, it works. It's really cute. It plays well on the Wii.
Nice. So you have gotten some of this stuff on the Wii. It's just, I guess, is it the cost of actually getting the stuff on the console that
it's just a browser, but I originally looked into being a Nintendo developer, and like it looked like it was gonna cost thousands or something just to be registered. I don't know, they changed since. That was quite a while ago, you know. So I never looked back into it since until you know, the Indicate and E3 event where there were other developers there, and they were like, oh yeah, it's not that bad, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, Nintendo was there at Indicate, so I know they were trying to promote and get indie developers and stuff on board. So yeah, I mean, it seems like all the major consoles have been trying to cater more towards the indie community. It's definitely been a very good thing. I think this is the level that's going to end me, because I could only get about 300 the past 2 levels. Interesting between the levels. Oh wow. This the email list in the background there, that definitely makes things distracting. This is a good one. This is really tough. Yeah, I am not grabbing this stuff quickly enough.
If you knock them out first, sometimes he not lunges at them and hits them himself.
Oh, interesting. Gotcha. So if they're being really evasive, I can just kind of push them around. Gotcha. Gotcha, so that's how you deal with it. Good to know. Did I hit 400? Yeah, I did. Nice. Just want to read the emails? Yeah, Chrome. Game win! Nice. Weird dancing bird. Is this more gameplay or is this the end of it?
It's more.
Nice.
本当です。みんな生きてるんです。死んだのは一人だけです。仲間も全部。僕は知っています。あの人は死んだ。
What the hell?
This particular one is also a bonus level. Like you have 3 minutes to score as many points as possible before the world ends. Kind of. Many of the games have that. Like you think you won, and then suddenly a totally different game comes and kind of blows up in your face. You can also skip it by pressing the OK at the top left if killing bunnies isn't your thing.
Oh my goodness, I had myself muted. Does this add on to the total score then?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, if I don't know if it was muted when I said this, but definitely has the look of like Wolfenstein or Doom, or one of those kind of games. With the and there's. Go ahead.
Some of the graphics were drawn from that, like the thing you're shooting from. I can't remember. I think it was Wolfenstein that I drew that from. Like, you know, wanted it to look like some ridiculous old school shooter.
Nice. Enter your name, Gur. I like Gur. That works pretty well.
Je suis quasiment sûr que nous avons affaire à un serial killer.
What the hell? Nice. And this looks like it's actually saving multiple people's scores, not just the local score.
Yeah, this particular game, it's from a database. I had all my games doing a database, and then I took out the database because I thought personalized was better, but now I think I want to put the having it from a database again, you know, so this one is from online. I'm hosting it and have the setup for it, so.
Okay. I see LLL is at the top there. Like third from the top. Well, awesome. Cool. So, let's keep on going here and check out some more of these awesome games. And we are back to the main page. I like that you've got that kind of away version, so when somebody's finished with the game, they come back and get to see that. It's pretty cool. Return to menu. Let's see. Projects coming up. Is Tetrageddon pretty much what you're working on for the next little bit, or do you have another project that you're looking to get going pretty soon? Already got started?
Tetrageddon, I think, is what I'm gonna be working on for quite a while. The thing about it is that there are like many games put into one game. The idea is I want to make it so it's a 3D arcade that you actually walk around in and explore games in it. And there's like what I'm thinking about for the PlayStation release of it is that you're in an environment. It's a 3D arcade that's also sort of a world. It's more of a story that ties all the games together, and then you play the games, and there would be more interaction between the games at that point. But I'm always building on it and enhancing it, and so basically, that's what I'm doing.
Gotcha. So somebody's asking a couple questions. One of them is, how long did it take you to finish the project? And the other is, are you going to add more to it? I feel like I might know the answer, so I'm going to take a guess and let you clarify or tell me how wrong I am. How long did it take you to finish the project? You're not finished with the project yet, so you really can't put a date on it. But this seems like it's been the work of maybe, I don't know, a couple of years or so, maybe more?
Yeah, a few years. Under 2 game, it took me about a year to make because traditional frame-by-frame animation and all the voice acting is a lot more refined than the other games. Like the Hacks by Megahertz took about 3 months. I actually just finished another game. I released it the day before yesterday. That's called Froggy. That one took.
Nice.
I started in August, and just so you get the idea. I mean, I like to say, yeah, I do it overnight. I just finish really fast. But there's a lot of animation, and then the coding, and then this music work that's involved, and it's quite a bit for just one person to do. So
Yeah.
I've been working on this for years.
People don't realize it takes a lot of effort to wrangle those pixels. You don't just do like a quick hand-drawn version and then, okay, rasterize. Like, it's not that easy. It really isn't. Actually, the first project that I did where we had a pixelated character, we had the artist design the full art version, the full like hand-drawn, and then squish that into the 48 by 32 pixel proportions and pixelize that character, and it turned out great actually. But that's basically doing the art twice, once to have the aesthetic, and then a second time to actually make it look the style. So it made sense to do that back in the the 80s and before, when you didn't have the kind of fidelity that we have with the screen's 1920 by 1080 resolution. So it really was having the cleanest art you could, and then trying to represent it as best as possible with pixels. Yeah, pixel art, it's no joke. it's
I should find it a little harder than other arts often. Like you make something that's really tiny, so it actually has to look recognizable, and I don't know, the limited amount of pixels you're using, and so you have to cut detail, add detail in weird places just to make it look like a representation of a frog or a person or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna load up the game here. Is this Spacecom? Crazy cat in the tinfoil hat area. Or maybe not crazy cat, evil plotting cat, more like it. So the other question was, are you going to add more to it? Now, you had already said about wanting to turn it into the basically
3D.
the 3D walk around arcade experience sort of thing. But then, are you also going to be adding more games, more content, other music, other aesthetics? Are there going to be characters in the arcade, like the musclehead dude with the little mushroom, or you know who I'm talking about? That one funny character.
Yeah. The idea is that I want to make the arcade so it's like you're on Earth after the apocalypse, and the only thing that's left is this weird arcade, and then you take it from there. There's characters and things, and the game's tied together, and
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm like I said, I just released another game. I want to keep making games that kind of build on it, little pieces.
Nice. So that'll be cool. So I guess you're gonna leave space in the arena or in the arcade for more games, or are you gonna have like different rooms that are kind of sectioned off, and once you have enough games, the door opens up and you can get in there, sort of thing?
Yeah, something like that. I haven't really thought about how to design the environment yet. I just have concepts because 3D would be really new to me, so I would have to go through the process of learning Unity and modeling and all that.
Which sounds like another potentially 3 to 6 months of work and stuff, but definitely worthwhile. Like everything that you're doing here continues increasing your skill set as an artist and a developer. So it's really awesome. It's definitely something that a lot of people don't really get into as much. So I'm sure the sound is starting to get to people here. So I'm just gonna. Woohoo! Yes, please. That was a Homer woohoo, I heard.
The year is 20XX. The Earth is in a state of economic, social, political, and socio-economic chaos it's never seen before. Nuclear war is finally inevitable. The communists have won. In a desperate attempt to save what's left of humanity and civilization, the governments of the world hire some of the Earth's top scientists to devise a way to upload a copy of the human race into cyberspace. The project was a success. Too much of a success. Due to the human nature, the cyberspace was put to overrun by spammers, scammers, SEO news, bloggers, chatters, Usenet, cam wars, and a thriving porn district. Measures had to be taken to keep things in check. The last remains of their waning powers, the great admins established an internet standards body called Spacecom. An elite force of assholes blessed with a minor amount of administrative privileges, these men were called Space Commanders. With their limited understanding of social interaction, these brave cyber souls were put to work in securing the internets.
There were a lot of memes in there. There are a lot of memes and a lot of references. That's really cool. I like the intro here, the pixel art of the gun shooting behind the text there. That's really awesome. Did you draw those and then kind of frame it up for the text, or did you have the text first and then just do the pixel art inside of it?
It drew it first, and the text is just a mask over it. So it's they're also these are animations used in other parts of the game. Like the game constantly gets interrupted with little animations of like guys shooting, or it's kind of like I designed it wanting to be like a comic animation that you're interacting with. So there's panels and
Gotcha. Well, let's check out the cast real quick before we get into it. They came from Flying Bacon, Chunky Chupacabra, Burger.
those are all that's also the top 10 again.
Yeah. Awesome. Chicken impact steak. Big jib. Nice. Alright. Let's get into it here, everybody.
Telecommunications. Incoming transmission.
Really? Jibs. Massive plug around, Maze Toast Provider. Alright. Set zappers to ban. Alright, so I'm shooting various meat spam throughout the apparently the interwebs that I see as the background there. So that's this is kind of an interesting way to represent internet as space, and I guess the solution to Earth being taken over by communists. Was that right?
Yeah, the communists won and nuclear war was inevitable to save humanity. Scientists uploaded it into cyberspace, so that's the result is hackers and gamers and madness, and like, just imagine what would happen if we really all lived on the internet physically. Like, that's our existence. I mean, that's basically what we're doing anyway. But
to actually live in the digital internet.
I like this idea here a lot, but because I wanted to eventually someday I want to make an adventure game that's a lot more refined than this, but still the same idea as Space Commanders, and they're cleaning up the internet and fighting all the weird Twilight Zone things that happen on the internet.
Awesome. It seems like the first item you would need in that is some sort of a shield, so that way you can keep yourself from being blinded by the horrible images of the internet. And then you have to actually kind of attack around the things while there's the sensor bubble around them.
Yeah, like funny things like that. I was thinking like it would be a really cool, cute story if like there's they're in a spaceship and then suddenly the crew, there's some kind of weird entity there that makes the crew not safe for work. So like basically if you would get zapped by it, then you're like when these things are censored on TV, it's like this pixely thing. So
yeah.
You're totally pixelated. It looks dirty, but it's not. But like it's all just pixelated. So your mind fills in the blanks. It turns, like really silly scenarios like that.
Okay, that actually reminds me of two things. One is there's a Magic the Gathering card from the joke set Unglued called Censored, and it was a bunch of like black censor bars and things kind of pixeled out. You couldn't really tell what was going on in the scene, so you couldn't tell if it was something dirty or not. And then the other was there was actually a music video edit sort of thing. Someone took one of the songs from The Count from Sesame Street, or was he the Muppets? Definitely one or the other, and bleeped a bunch of words in a way that they weren't inappropriate words, but the way they were bleeped, it made it sound inappropriate. So I could definitely see that sort of stuff being used to kind of make things funny like that for the for that idea for that game there. Neil Patrick Harris says, "Use your keyboard for this shit, like a boss. Up, down, space." So this is a game within the game sort of thing.
Yeah, this one it's cute because I released it then later as a professional. It sells itself as a industry standard professional hacking tool. It even has its own website. So, and the website's really formal, and it talks about the technology used for hacking, and it has testimonials, fake testimonials. It's cute, and
it reminds me of the Matrix from the SNES Shadowrun game. I don't know if you played that one at all, but it definitely like squares you're trying to get through and not trying to get exploded by the bad stuff. Now I'm trying to find my way through here, and it seems like where I think I'm able to go and where I can actually go aren't always.
When the ones that are vertical, you can only go left and right. And wait, the ones that are horizontal, you can only go left and right. The ones that are vertical, you can only go up and down.
Okay,
So
I've been trying to go up here when this one goes like that, but I haven't been able to. At the you'll see in a second. Oops. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting idea for a game, and I'm definitely not sold on it being a professional hacks tool, but I definitely like the idea of it. Oh, I see. It's not just the angle, but it's also the direction they're moving that limits where you can go.
Hmm.
But I can't move off to the right there. Weird.
It's like you can only go on the tiles, and the tiles, if they're pointing up, you can only move up or down, and if the tiles are flat, you can only go left or right. So you have to wait for the right tile to appear also.
I see. Yeah, I've been trying to do that, but it doesn't. Not every time does it seem like it moves how I expect it to move here. Like I'm trying to there. That time I was able to go. Or maybe I'm mistaken in how it works. Yeah, I was mistaken in how it works. I see. Is that you're kind of going off the edges. Whoops. I'll eventually get it. Does it? I guess it redraws constantly, so it's doesn't really matter how the level starts. It's going to constantly be changing. Looks like.
Hmm.
Neat. Professional haxing. Once again, if this was the Matrix from Shadowrun for SNES, this would be a good training tool, I think. Oh, crap.
This particular game is pretty unforgiving. I was thinking of adding something like health to it, or to make it easier on people, because for a game in a game, it's a little, it gets in the way a little, like it stops the flow. So like you're having a trouble with it. For the standalone version, it's okay if it's really hard, but
Yeah.
I have a set of notes I still need to implement from the indie exchange and all the feedback I've been getting.
Gotcha. Looks like I'm almost there. Just need to get the right rotation on one of these here. Yeah, I see. It's getting to that final spot's going to be a little challenging because you've got to have it flowing the right way for you.
Hmm.
Gotta wait till the one on the right rotates, basically. So there's no music here just because this one's kind of like a mini game sort of thing.
Yeah, like you're at the terminal now and you're hacking to regain control of your ship. That's the idea.
Gotcha. 259 seconds and 6 tries. Would you like to submit this hack or try again? I'll submit it. That's fine. And this is gonna bring us to the end then?
It's the next level.
Oh, okay. The big goal.
Working on all of these games, they're all very different. It was I take like the opportunity to experiment a little bit and see how I can make something completely different. And sometimes they're not really playable at first. Like it takes a lot of refining and work then and feedback to get it to be a better game and all that. I mean, I like experimenting, and so they're all very unusual. It's not everyone's thing, but when people like it, they really like it. So that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great, but I could definitely see how people would maybe find it a little too abrasive, or they've only played like AAA console FPS games their entire life, so anything that isn't that doesn't seem like as much of a game to them for whatever reason. But yeah, this the moment that I first saw it at E3, I was like, wow, this is definitely awesome. And I'm definitely glad to have you on here to be able to kind of talk about it a bit more, learn about it a bit more too, because it's pretty cool. It's definitely a very awesome, totally like the full indie spirit kind of going for a project like this. This is everything that kind of the especially like kind of underground indie for the sake of indie sort of thing kind of makes me think of. So it's totally awesome stuff you've got going on here. That's a big old pile of meat. Holy crap. Epically exploded. Mega meat attack. Infinite retries. That always helps. Q1 rocket. Boss, giblets. Fire, EMPs, hit by giblet. Rocket Q will be reset. Guide rocket to the boss. Okay. Rocket. So you've got the now that would be something to offer for players, is the ability to reverse their pitch on the guidance part, because a lot of people the up is down, down is up thing doesn't quite work for them, or maybe leave it like that.
No, I like that idea. Like, you could have settings where it some joke settings in there too, and you can adjust stuff like this. That would be cute.
I'm not doing a good job missing these meats.
You can use you have this EMP blast, so when the meat comes down, you shoot it, but when there's no meat, you trigger the rocket.
Gotcha. There, that worked. Oh yeah. Oh, now it's deploying the next rocket. Whoops. Does it taste like bacon? Good question. So you basically have to go 2 cycles to hit this time, and then 3 cycles, and then something like that, I'm guessing? Or
it's just 1 cycle. You trigger it when there's no meat, and then you fight off the meat using your blast. You can, even when the rocket is triggered, you can use a blast, like just mouse 1 to shoot the meat.
I guess, how do I ready a rocket?
When he doesn't have meat, then you press mouse 1 again, and it'll count down to a rocket.
Oh, okay. That's how it's done. Now, does it take the position from where you're at to where the rocket originates, or it always kind of comes from the same vector regardless of where you're at on the screen?
It always comes from the same area.
Okay. Looks like it fires off at 2 seconds. The missile flying music is pretty funny. This makes me stabby, is what he says. Oh, whoops.
Go away.
Got hit too many times there. That's funny. Of course, all of the internet stuff flying around in the background there. So once again, this was I can see you've just kind of got the solid image for most of it, and you're just kind of animating the edges of the character there.
Yeah, that's just to corner cut because I don't want to do mouth movements, and here in this case I didn't want to spend the time on making him look really nice and animated well.
Yeah. If this was full size and animated well, it would actually probably have the style and appeal of like some of those giant bosses from Phantasy Star. If you ever, yeah, that was one of the things I always thought was awesome about that series of games is that the boss fights, it's this giant screen-filling boss. Like you're not just fighting some little thing the same size as you that's got 20 times as many hit points. It's a boss. It's big. So I definitely like, this is literally a planet of meat that I'm shooting missiles at right now. Did you have a model of any sort that you used for the characters in this, or are you just kind of free-handed, or people or?
The people characters are based on the 90s action movie guys because that's cool. So you can recognize like one of them looks kind of like Arnold, another looks like Stallone in the animation. So it's like if you really are into 90s action movies, you're probably like, aha, look what you did. Like you probably get it. It's supposed to be like trying really hard to be hardcore.
I gotcha. Finally, impact. So I'm guessing you have a green bird?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
He's a little parrotlet.
Awesome. Let's see, we have a comment here. Nora, I agree, but people don't appreciate games like this where the art and the passion is the most important things. Either you get tired of AAA games happening now. They appreciate games like this, and we get more of them.
It's cool.
I mean, I think it's great. In fact, this right here, we've now cut to something that it looks like we've entered a completely different game. Like it looks very much like either a Super Mario Brothers or or it could even be like a JRPG that it's kind of going into from here. But let's see where it actually takes us. You can only accept or accept. I'm guessing both of them take us to the same place. And challenge you to an IQ test. You know, the hairless cat. Which shape does not match with the others? This one? No. 5 miles long. You stab someone 5 miles away with curvature, making it possible. That only assumes that they're actually on the surface of the Earth and not 500 miles away in the air, so the curvature would not make that impossible. Hey, I know more than you. You shut up now. I'm guessing there's no right answer with this guy or something?
There are, but they're really, it's kind of, you have to wing it. I don't even remember what the right ones for it are. There are, but in the end he asks you a question that you can't lose and your points go way through the ceiling. So it's a bonus game IQ test. You can win them all and get a bunch of points from it, but you don't lose it.
Did you eat 8 cakes? Or were they alive? If so, how many did you really eat? I don't know, 20? Traveling in a car, 10 miles per hour, quarter of the way. Just the giraffe. I don't know if that was correct or not. This is just some sort of a weird puzzly or quizzy sort of thing here. So it will fit your left. 90 degrees. No, we didn't like that one. If one has a crush on Optimus Prime, does that make one manly? Apparently yes to all of them, but I'm guessing only one of them's the right yet. Oh, I see. That's the one that gives you the giant pile of points there. Standard failure. Two down. It's a dancing steak. You encounter white people. They want you to enter me. They're so amazed. Are you a wizard? Submit that shit. Alright. Love these. Like the top 10s are probably one of the best things about the games. Like, other than of course the gameplay itself, they're just so entertaining as a way to represent who's got the scores for everything. I don't think I've really seen a game do something like that. Did the idea come from anything in particular, or was that a just an original thing that you thought of?
I think it was an original. I like to believe it was an original thing. Like, I thought seeing, movie, how they introduce characters, like, I think it's a movie Snatch, but that style of movie, and every character is cool. So I thought, what if every player had its own representation in that game? Like, you're special for playing it, so give you more motivation to be in the top 10 other than just a really high number.
Yeah. So you've got this fun little gigapet sort of thing here. The old floppy disk computer on the right. Cursor disco. And I'm guessing the hatchets. No, you can't use the hatchets. I'm guessing the hatchets is just there to throw people off then?
I panic him because he keeps screaming and then pass out, and then you pet him to wake him back up. It's cute. It's also the game ends here basically, and that you have to quit and come back if you want to play again. But this is the end of the game.
Nice. That's pretty funny. Alright, well, I am going to... The label for the game at the top of my browser is Neil Patrick Harris. So, interesting. So, it's not just, though, the internet. You're kind of taking a little bit of all pop culture and putting it into different parts here.
It's sort of like our digital modern age, and anything that that coincides with computers and computer culture. It's a mix of all that.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, Caesar, I know what you were trying to say. Yeah, it's definitely that, this is art. It's just not everybody is awesome enough to be able to appreciate this art. I know what you're trying to say. Because this is awesome. In fact, let's get into Original Offender here, because I kind of wanted to see what that was about too. Are you gonna have like a Fender and then a Fender 2 next to each other in the arcade, or are you gonna kind of spread them out a little bit?
It's something like that. I haven't really decided, but I want to have the two kind of work together in some creative fashion or another.
Very
Like if one machine were more broke than or worn out than the other, and
I like that. Or the older one having the wood panels like you'd see on some of the older arcade consoles. Yeah, fun stuff. I remember when wood panels used to be the thing. Okay, so let's look at the keys. Nice. That's a good way to represent keys.
This particular game, there's two different versions of it too. There's an HTML5 and Flash version and a tutorial. There's tutorials for a lot of the stuff here, but this one I walk people that are interested through creating an HTML5 game, and it's one thing I was trying to do more of is have a tutorial for each game or something along those lines. So if you play a game and you want to make a game, then it would give you a starting point of how to get into game development.
I getcha. So I see what's going on with this. It's more you just grab up all the bunnies, but it's that you're trying to avoid the planes as they go by. That's pretty fun.
And a laser shoots, then that's a warning that there's going to be a new guy coming.
Yeah. So how long did this one take you, and I guess where was this in the order of the games that you had been working on?
This one took like 3 days the one you're playing is 3 days, and it was supposed to be a little Easter egg game that in the Flash site, if you size your browser window too small, then suddenly a game shows up. So it was like a cute little extra to reward some, like behavior that you might do playing with the site.
That's pretty cool. 3 days. Yeah, it's pretty solid for 3 days, like basically a game jam, essentially.
Yeah.
Do you do the global game jams at all? Or any of the other sorts of game jams?
I never had time to get into them. I watch them. I really want to, but I haven't taken the time to do it.
Gotcha. Assaulted bunnies, augmented the breath, next left. Oh, I see. Looks like somebody came through here and actually took the time and effort to do a cheater run, because I see one insane, like way over the top score here, which usually only happens when people cheat. So that's awesome. That means people actually care about your games enough to go through the trouble of cheating in them to be the top score. That's pretty awesome, actually. Fed them a hairy fajita. Gross. Was that the one on the left said, "I eat arms"?
Oh,
The little banter they're having back and forth, the aliens at the bottom. That's funny. Look, snail, let's explode it. Alright. So what was the order that the games were actually made in? Do you have that handy, or do you remember?
I think one of the first one was Hacks by Megahertz. Yeah, I think that was one of the first ones, and I was working on it on and off, just making games. I never really released them or did anything to it, and then like in a couple years ago, I decided, okay, I really want to get serious about making games. So I rewrote them and I fixed them up, and I made Tetrageddon games that released source files and wrote tutorials, and so I got very serious about the project, and I've been working away at it, and I want to get it as far as possible.
Gotcha. So, is this the only thing that you're normally working on, or are you also working on various, freelance things and other stuff along the way?
Yeah, I do web development on the side to pay for it, and it's web development or any kind of advertising work that anything that people send my way. I do that to pay for it.
Awesome. Well, everybody here, if you're looking for some awesome graphics and web stuff, you know where to look. You have an awesome person right here to ask about. Just don't be cheap about it, because this stuff is cool. Anyway, so we're gonna get into Haxatron here, which I think we played a little bit earlier as the minigame version.
Yeah, also as a note, there's websites for every one of the games, and the websites are cute and different for everyone. Like the Haxatron one, if you would look at the site, it's funny. It's ridiculous corporate talk.
Do you just put Haxatron in at the or?
There's an option saying visit website on all the screens.
Oh, okay. I'll just do that then. Visit website. Haxatron 2000 is the industry's leading standard for hexing cloud optimizations 2.0 driven responsive design systems websites. Haxatron 2000 version 2.0 now comes with 64-bit and supports touchscreen compatibility, among other features. Haxatron 2000 is the go-to training tool to hone hexing reflexes for both beginner and senior hexers. Electromagnetic cycle emissions, huh? So that's actually the app version of it that people were able to see. So you've got I see up, down, left, right arrows that people can press. Can they actually touch on the screen itself in the gameplay area to move to? Cool.
Oh no, not on the desktop version. Just the app for Android and iOS. You just use your it's on-screen controls.
Cool. Well, let's see about. Well, we read that. Testimonials. Game Newell. Yeah, suffered a fatal attack on a core facility. Hackers trying able to identify the hacker as well as mitigating the damage quickly and efficiently. Commander Spez, the great admin. So it looks like these are references to some of your games, and I'm guessing that's Gabe Newell that you're making a reference there to.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Okay. And it's FAQ. FAQing is easy and secure. FAQing requires a few steps. Select the item you'd like to FAQ and click the FAQ now button. That's funny. If you prefer FAQ by phone, use Execute New. Please call us toll free 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. I clicked contact and nothing's. Is that like an email link, or what's contact?
Yeah, it's just an email link.
Oh, okay. I don't know why it's browser's not doing the thing, but oh well. So, I see you've also got the download source in the upper right. Very cool. Is Steam somewhere that you would want to get these games?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely. It's just I've been watching how people do it. It seems like a lot of work, so it's kind of like because you have to go through the whole green light process and voting, and seems like quite a bit of work.
Right. I agree. It is. It is a lot of work. We've actually been, Who's Gaming Now has been kind of watching and helping the process for a bunch of folks, and yeah, it's not not an instant, easy sort of thing. It's one of those things where if you don't have a big name publisher that can just walk up and say, hey, put this game on the market, that it has to go through some time and effort and rigors. Have you thought about other places like Desura?
Yeah, I have. I haven't looked into how to get it on there yet. Like it's quite a bit of work. I have to, if I want to keep working on it, I have to schedule my time properly. Like I take a few days to look into, okay, where can I get this? I make a plan, and right now the plan is PlayStation. It seems the most feasible, and like they showed interest in it too. So I have a good feeling about it, and it's definitely, I mean, even if it doesn't work out, I would still have then the project all together in one bundle and update it, so I could easily then say, okay, never mind PlayStation, I'll just try Steam, but it'll give me a starting point with making a standalone product that's not internet based.
Right. And that's essentially, it seems like the goal is to be able to have this kind of available everywhere then.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome. This game. So yeah. Is it just the this little bit to it right now, or is there more in this version than we saw in the as a mini game?
It's basic what you played, that's basically how it works, except you can send your score to Twitter then, and
Oh, I
yeah.
getcha. Cool. That's right, I can't move on from the end unless it's pointed the right way. I think I could have done that in the other one, though. I think it was actually pointed vertically, and I was still able to move to the exit, but maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. Oh, I had a clear shot there. I just needed to go for it. Almost there we go. Oh, and it changes to a stop right at that moment that I go for it. Professional hackers, you say? I'm not even getting at the first step now. I'm definitely not being patient enough with them here. Is this one that you'd be planning to add music or anything else to kind of cut the silence, or is it just meant for it to kind of be dry and technical like this?
Yeah, I wanted to add, while you are playing, there's this guy talking in background like, no, crap, damn it, like, reacting to what, if the thing dying and all that, and like, kind of like mumbling and commentary on, but in a funny way. I wanted to add some kind of presence there that's more opportunity for jokes.
I see. Well, that's always a good thing to have. Would you be, I guess, doing full voice acting? Would you be using like a simulated voice, like the Microsoft Sam or whatever your default text-to-speech thing is, or what would be your plan for adding that sort of stuff?
Probably voice acting, but I could distort the voice or something to make it sound alien, or not make it sound funnier. Like, I think when you change pitches on voices, like the high pitch is sometimes cute, like kind of play around with that and see if it makes some kind of like a guy commenting, or maybe computer commenting, but I like voice acting. I mean, the last game I just released, it's not on here yet, Froggy, it's computer voices that are like the frog comments on, and has a superiority complex as you move around and stuff, but it's computer voice, so it adds a lot to it, because computer voice does sound kind of like a frog. So
yeah, a little bit, you're right. That'll be fun. So that's going to be hitting Tetrageddon Arcade, or is that going to be a standalone sort of thing?
I'm gonna put it in today, but here I'll send you the link to it.
Cool. Alright, I'm going to just make the camera disappear for just a second while I track that down. Okie dokie. By the way, is that a trampoline behind you?
Yes, I'm supposed to be exercising, but I never use it.
I getcha. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to drop it in the bar at the top here, and we'll check out Froggy. Alright, Froggy. It's hungry. Play now, download, trailer. Let's start there. Holy crap, I didn't realize we're almost at the end of the time. Armageddon Highway, I like that. Not you, you're Froggy. Awesome. Alright, play now. Let's get on into it here. And of course, there were, I think there were maybe one or two more games that we still didn't quite get to on the main site, but, you know, it's free to access. Anybody can get on there and check it out if they want to. The beeps and boops during the loading there remind me of Commodore 64 and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, originally for the soundtrack for the game, I wanted it to be exactly like that, like even computer generated. So the bleeps and bloops there are, you know, those are dynamic, but then later on in the actual game, it's pre-made audio. But yeah, I really wanted it to be, but I got carried away with chiptunes, and then it turned into more epic than, you know.
I getcha. Alright, let's get into this here. Press enter, D for directions. Given 5 froggies. This game is not for cat people. Okay. Interesting detail. Q, B, P, or Y, is that for a different type of keyboard?
Oh no, it's just a joke. 'Cause you can do up, down, left, right, W, S, A, D. But then I thought, well, what if I threw in just some bogus letters that are really hard to use? Like, would people try it?
Is this the trailer playing again here?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
just press S
Yeah.
to skip through it.
Let's do that. So I'm trying to eat the bugs and not get squashed. So this is Armageddon Highway. That's one. So how long did you say this one took you?
I started it in April and released it the day before yesterday.
Cool.
So that's...
Oh, I see. They don't move unless I move, so I can be as tactical as I want. And let the explosions fade away before I move into that spot.
Actually, I have to correct. I started in August with the game, not April. So, yeah.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I thought you said August earlier, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I was like, wait, was that another game, or was that this one?
No, it's August. I got confused.
Level up. Nice. I didn't even realize there were more levels.
There's 5, and with each one it gets a little bit harder. The last one is really fast. The cars move really fast, and you move a little faster. It's a little bit more chaotic.
Nice. I like that you can really kind of work your tactics how you want to with it. And of course let the explosions resolve rather than walking straight into them. It's very interesting because it's kind of got like a passive and an active element that the butterflies are always moving, the explosions will go whether or not you're actually moving, and the cars don't drive unless you're moving. So some things kind of move like asynchronously almost. Alright. Does it say what I need to get to the next level? Or is it just survive long
Yeah,
enough?
at the bottom it says goal, and it counts down with each butterfly you get. The red butterflies give the most score, then there's yellow, and the blue are the least.
Okay. So I should target the red ones. Gotcha. The red
And you
ones
do
are-
get a little...
Go ahead.
You do get a little bonus for when cars collide. So it's just a survival bonus.
Nice. And I see the cars can also take out the butterflies, it looks like. Good stuff. So you can't move along the diagonals though? It's just up, down, left, right?
Yeah.
Is diagonal something that you would want to add, or do you like the challenge of it just being up, down, left, right?
I like it being just up, down, left, right, because for me, I wanted to make something that's kind of like I used to play on, you know, from floppy disks or whatever. You know, so it's really simple game, but I like to think it's addictive, you know.
It's definitely something that I could see people, you know, spending a lot of time just kind of, you know, passing the time waiting for stuff and getting a little bit of froggy. So I've almost finished this level. Explosions. Explosions. So many explosions. Level up. Alright, I'm gonna speedrun these last 2 levels. Let's see how I do. Actually, not so bad. Om nom 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 indeed. Froggy voice. I do like the robot voices with it. That definitely adds a level of kind of funniness and silliness. So that's the same sort of thing, the robot voice that you'd be adding to Hackatron?
Yeah, something like that. But, you know, like, I want it to be funny. Like, you know, it would add to the whole joke and humor of what you're doing.
Yeah, I getcha. So that level was pretty easy. I just kind of got through it. There were a lot of explosions early on that helped out, and I can see that's happening in this level too. It's just mostly almost a matter of avoiding the explosions at this point. Whoops. Is there a bonus for finishing a level with more froggies left?
Yeah, you do. You get there's certificates you get. Like if you die, you would get awarded a certificate, and you get a certificate if you survive without dying at all.
Nice.
As far as I remember, I think that's in there.
Very cool. Yay, the wildlife refuge. So that's actually the end of this one. It doesn't have another follow-up game that happens from here.
No, that's the end. You can choose to keep playing for high score, and then it would cut you off if you died. But you can then keep playing to get a really big number. I originally wanted to add a little mini game in there, but like I ran out of time, and I have to move on now to the whole PlayStation thing. But
if you did want to add a mini game, I can think of probably a real easy one you could do on that screen where it's the frog just kind of hanging out. And it's the end screen there. Have little flies or butterflies buzzing around that you can click them, and the tongue comes out and grabs them, and just a little extra. Take it or leave it.
okay.
I can't stop myself from throwing suggestions whenever I come up with them during interviews and otherwise. So let's bring it back to the. I guess to the About page here. So, this has been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun checking out the games here and hanging out with you here. It's been a great time. So, everybody, of course, if you aren't already following Alienmelon on Twitter, definitely do that if you want to be checking out more of this awesome. You can go to Tetrageddon.com if you want to check out these games. They're available. You can learn from them if you're an aspiring developer. The art's available. The audio's available. Everything it's totally cool. So this has been a lot of fun. Thank you very much for coming on here. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's been a lot of fun. I love seeing people play. It means a lot.
For sure. And I've made games, and I know the feeling of people trying to play the games, and some people like them, some people don't. But these are definitely. I have a lot of fun with these. I really like these games, and definitely a thing kind of representing kind of internet culture and pop culture over the past 20 years. So it's a really great project. I like it so much. So I could just keep on talking about how I like it here, but it is really time to wrap up. Is there anything else that you wanted to say or bring up or let people know about before we wrap up here?
Yeah, I encourage them to go download source files and make your own games with it and have fun with it. And if you do, send me a link to it. I'd love to know what you do with it.
For sure. Alright, so this is the end of the show here. So thank you all very much for coming, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.